Monty, welcome to Pharmacoms TV. Thanks a million for agreeing to join us. Let me kick off by just talking a little bit about your background and the kind of context that we want to kind of put in that. So, I mean, first of all, we're moving into this kind of era where powerful technology driven by data is increasingly impacting our lives, and the elements that make us human, such as creativity, they're going to become ever more valuable and important. And I think that you have a very diverse background, from career through Bollywood to journalism and tech investment, which to me suggests an inquisitive and creative mind. So has that been useful in navigating the world of technology and innovation, both as an investor and as a journalist?
Moving into technology, it was, I think, to be honest, I was a little bit arrogant, you know what I mean? Because all these guys had stayed in the country, they'd gone to university, unlike me. They were experts in their fields of, whatever code they were into, and they were pretty male and pretty geeky. And I just thought, well, at least I've had a life. And then from that, I was suddenly the communications director on the first series of Big Brother. Channel 4, Victoria Reels, it was the company down in Brighton, amazing, ahead of their time. 10 or 11 years ago, and set up my own consultancy. So I suppose that my background, which I thought were wasted years, in actual fact, were not wasted years at all.
In the world that you're in now, where you're focused on very much cutting edge technology that is changing the way we do things, will we need to value that kind of creative mindset more?
You talk about the future, creativity. Yeah, it's great to be creative, but when you're being creative with technology, what's technology doing to you while you're being creative, doing new things? I'm working for a decentralized privacy company at the moment. We're doing some amazing things. It does feel a little bit like the future. But then when you see the other side of it all, you see a deregulated space where, we launched a coin last week, and you see this kind of miasma of bots and pretty much not very nice humans trying to inflate prices, trying to knock things down, trying to profit from them. And I get slightly worried that might be the future.
The way we kind of came across you and your work was you hosting that panel recently for Novartis, for the Challenge Launch webinar. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's a panel, diverse panel across all aspects of health, you know what I mean? Digital health, NHS, normal health, what Novartis are trying to do, what they're trying to do, and how they're trying to invest in startups to change health. My experience of health, I think I went to see Nuance Communications in Boston about 4 or 5 years ago, where they, were selling smart TVs and voice activation, but also telling me it was the end of the doctor, because you can. I was astounded that you could have a kind of conference call with your doctor on the television, on the internet, and then made a pretty good case for it. Like how many. A doctor writes a prescription. How often does he get it wrong? At least with the internet, you're going to get you know what you're going to be ordering. And I found that quite sensational in a way. But what's the one face-to-face relationship you want to have is with someone who's going to look after your health.
Much of this technology is empowered by having access to our data, but obviously, that data in the wrong hands can have serious consequences.
When it comes to my freedoms, I want to be free. And if that means I have to take the vaccination or whatever it is, then so be it. I think there was a lot of people who changed their minds, realizing that they would be second-class citizens if they didn't, give up their privacy or their data to get vaccinated and have apps on their phones from the NHS and track and trace and everything like that. I don't think there's any great Lord of misrule at the middle of this, that it was a deliberate thing to hijack our data, because the people I know in the kind of hacking world and all that stuff, we lost all our data 10 years ago.
From a blockchain and privacy point of view, could that not be transferred over to health?
Blockchains in themselves with smart contracts are extraordinarily interesting, because you can prove exactly what was done at a certain time. And I used to speak at conferences in those far off days, using the blockchains as using the bloodstock industry in the UK when it comes to racing and racehorses. Is that originally you had 3 Arab horses that came over in the 17th century, and every horse comes from those 3 horses. They believed in the value of the legacy of the horse racing industry, or the weird type of blockchain, you could prove that there's no way that that horse was of a different father or a mother or a grandfather or sire, because that was the bloodline. So the bloodline equals the blockchain. It's kind of a bit of a leap, but that's the way that I think about it.